Hello, hi, and welcome. Hi, this is Christine Crow here, and happy Monday to you all. I hope everyone is well. And today I've come on here because I want to give us some motivation because this really is about Oprah Winfrey and some of my other role models in honor of Black History Month, Martin Luther King, and the story goes on for me. I've got plenty of mentors, my mother, my father, my grandma, my aunties. The list goes on. But today, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about, and I'm sure that you've got role models in your life. And today I wanted to touch on Black History Month. And I've done a video on here about Black History Month, what it means to me, but I wanted to talk about Oprah Winfrey and how well she has done, as well as I've got my book here, which is by Viola Davis. This is called Finding Me. It is an amazing book. Here I do have a list of books as well in my book club playlist as well. And I really wanted to go through some motivation because of this trying time that we're all going through, for example. And hopefully this will give you some inspiration. Now, as you know, that Oprah Winfrey came from the media. She's a philanthropist, I can't even pronounce it right, motivational speaker, and Oprah Winfrey has transformed countless lives, whether you think so or not, but from what I've seen, she has, with her powerful messages about personal growth and resilience. Oprah Winfrey was in The Color Purple, along with Whoopi Goldberg was also in The Color Purple, as well as Viola Davis. She's been in quite a few as well, and they've been really good actors, in their day, really, and even still today, for example. And I wanted to do this video to really hopefully inspire and uplift you, because I'm sure that you have someone who you look up to, for example, and to really offer some practical tips about some of the things which you can do to ignite your passion. You would have seen I did a video earlier as well regarding, stop being nice. You don't have to be nice all the time. We are human beings, so it's important that we keep grounded as well. So let me embark on this journey with you to talk about the potential within you. So Oprah Winfrey's journey is quite motivational, and I always used to look up to her when I was, younger, and think, wow, I want to be like her. I want to meet Oprah Winfrey. I said this about 20 years ago. I want to meet her. I really want to meet her, and I still do want to meet her. I want to meet Viola Davis as well. I've got quite a few of and Lisa Nichols. Lisa Nichols is an amazing speaker, amazing mentor, as well as she is just remarkable as well, because she also gives some amazing talks as well, and she makes you feel motivated. And if you don't have a mentor right now, then I would suggest that you look for one to help you, especially during these difficult times. Because for me, I've got daily habits and practices which I do every single day, whether that's meditation, not whether, it is meditation, praying, going for long walks. Like I walk for an hour and a half each day for example, and I just feel so energized before I start work. Everyone that knows me, they know I've got lots of energy anyway, so I like to burn it off kind of thing. So it gives me a clear thought process so that I can serve my clients and give them the best of my ability when I am with them. And with Oprah Winfrey, I mean, obviously she learned very early on in her show, for example, the importance of turning points that fueled her passion for inspiring others. And that's what made her really, I think, made her stand out in her shows that she did, because she was always very thoughtful and very thought about the other person, for example, and made them feel welcome. And through her experiences, she discovered that her persistence is essential for overcoming adversity. And let me tell you something, the amount of times I've overcome adversity in my life, and I'm sure that you have too, some of you have too, for example. But I think it's important to have these role models so that when we are going through difficult times, we know that we can get through this. As a woman, as your color, your creed, your preferences, you know that you can get over these things if you have daily habits and practices that you do that's going to help you during those difficult times. So I'm going to talk about some key motivational principles. And Oprah Winfrey, for example, she shared numerous motivational principles that resonates really deeply within her, but also with me, because I've got them posted around. I've got them on my laptop, I've got them on the wall here, I've got them on my vision board, I've got them on this board which you haven't seen yet, which I will show you another day, for example, in my office. So I'm surrounded by positivity. So if I'm feeling a negative thought, I've got these positive things that I can look at. I've also got my phone. If anyone knows me or they're in a meeting with me, I've got this second phone here and it goes off every hour. That reminds me to meditate or pray, for example, or to stand up and walk. Think about something positive, for example, to help just change my mindset just for 5 minutes so that I'm back into positivity, for example, and creativity. So reflecting on Oprah Winfrey's motivations and her goals was crucial at that time for her. And it truly drives me and you, for example, on what steps that we need to take to align with the actions of our dreams. So by me embracing Oprah Winfrey's insights, it helped to cultivate me and be more motivated to fulfilling my life's purpose. And let's just take a moment here to consider how these principles can transform our reality, our routines, our inspirations. And like when I read this book by Viola Davis, it really did inspire me. I felt really connected when I read this book by Viola Davis, for example. And with these principles, we can actually put them into real life practice, and it helps to overcome when we are going through a challenging, difficult time. It helps us. So by implementing Oprah Winfrey's motivational insights into our daily lives, I believe that this will be both empowering and transformative, which it has been for me. So start by setting a clear, achievable personal goal using a criteria that's specific, that's measurable, achievable, relatable, for example, relevant, and time bound, for example. Break these goals into smaller ones. And I'm saying that because some of you may be facing job losses, uncertainty, you're feeling fearful right now. So this is the reason why I'm, talking to you about doing these things which will help deal with any anxiety or stress that you may be feeling, or worry, for example, during this difficult time. And what I also want to say is to look at the success story of Oprah Winfrey, because she has overcome personal challenges through perseverance, and so have I. And the journeys illustrate the consistent small actions that can lead to really some significant changes in our lives. And it's like if ever we feel like anxious, or we feel like a panic coming on, sometimes you can feel it coming through your body, right? I can, honestly say that whenever I've gone through a bereavement in my life, I've felt these panics come over me, for example. So I've had to learn how to deal with them when it does come on me, for example. And I acknowledge them. Yes, don't get me wrong. I listen to my body and think, why am I feeling this way? What made me feel like this? And then I think, oh, it's because I'm missing a loved one, for example, or this has happened, But then I bring myself back again. I acknowledge, I bring myself back into the space again, and then I focus, for example. And that's why it's important to spend some time with yourself in the morning before you even start work. Even if you just sit up on your bed for 10-15 minutes, just being quiet with yourself, listening to you. Just take a moment and breathe. Don't just jump out of bed, because some of you may jump out of bed and you rush into the shower, and then you rush in, you get in the car, then you turn in the car on and off you go, drive, park up, go straight into work, then you're straight at your desk, getting straight on with work. We got to look at making sure that we spend some time with ourselves. Because if we don't look after ourselves, then no one else is going to. So I wanted to share with you to help you to combat any, negative thoughts that you may be feeling surrounding yourself, and supportive for people that can provide an encouragement and also accountability. So see if you can get around people that will be supportive, not bring you down, but be bringing you up. Positivity. That's what you need right now. So remember that every obstacle that you encounter is a chance for you to learn and evolve, and as painful as it might be, try and listen and think about the experience and how you can cope with it. For example, how can you deal with it that's going to help you internally, for example. So remember, like I said, every obstacle, it is a chance for you to learn, to grow, to develop, and to evolve into who you are as each day goes by. So by embracing this perspective, you can transform your fear into motivation, as they say, and self-doubt into confidence, which will pave the way for your personal success story. and journey. So I wanted to share the powerful insights of Oprah Winfrey on a motivational and personal growth level, and how a inspiring journey is a key motivational principle and practical strategies for overcoming obstacles. So remember, the essence of motivation lies in setting clear dreams and goals, embracing those challenges, and this will help you to be consistent and to take action to bring you forward to your dreams, for example. So with Oprah Winfrey's teachings, for example, to remind us that we have the power to shape our lives through mindset and choice. Don't let the external things happening affect your mindset, your inner self. That's your soul. It should be protected at all costs. So if you find yourself needing the encouragement, then look at how you're going to take that next step. These books here, I read a book every weekend, for example. So I read about 50, I'd say 50 books a year. Depends how big it is. I mean, the one I was reading on Warren Buffett, my goodness, that was like five times the size of this book. It was called Snowball Effect, which was good. But check out my book club and my playlist, book club and recommendations, because the books are there for motivation, mindset, wellness, habits. We need that during this time, because we should never, ever, ever, like my father used to say, don't let nothing stop you. Only you can stop you. Only you can stop you from your dreams. Because you're the one that created those dreams. No one else created them for you. You created them. So they're your dreams and you protect them. And don't let other people stop you from your dreams and what you've worked hard for and what you've worked towards. You may need to shift. You may need to shift your mindset slightly, for example, to get to the destination that you are meant to be. Because sometimes when one door closes, another one opens, and it's going to be an amazing door that you walk into. And that's what we should look for in our future. And you may be facing that now. So what is it that you can do right now that's going to help you to develop your dream that you've had inside of you? Or maybe you're working on your dream right now and you're perhaps feeling a bit stuck. Don't stop, you keep going. Make sure that it is in alignment with what you want, because no point going off track and then you lose where you are. Sit, think with yourself in the morning and say, this is what I'm going to do today. Is this in alignment with my dream? If someone comes at you and they ask you to do something, is this in alignment with your dream? If something has happened and someone wants you to respond immediately, is this in alignment with your dream? Those are the keys. And on this last note, when I met Martin Luther King's daughter, she was the elder at one of the churches in Atlanta, and I was so blessed to have met her, me and my family. She gave me and my family a hug. This was in a church in Atlanta. Martin Luther King, someone I always knew from when I was a little child. It was amazing to have met his daughter. And this Black History Month is making me know how powerful our generation can be. In my bloodline, we've had for 159 years, I've traced back my family bloodline for 159 years, and there's been a long history of healthcare. So sometimes things are just in your DNA, but what is it can you do today that's going to help you fulfill your dream? Because maybe your dream might have changed, and it's okay to change direction and pivot, because sometimes we have to do that because we're faced with an obstacle. So staying motivated, yes, it can be challenging when you're going through an obstacle, especially when you're faced with barriers like fear, self-doubt, for example. These feelings can create a mental block, making it difficult for you to pursue your goals. But Oprah Winfrey teaches us that acknowledging these emotions is the first step forward to overcoming them. So one effective strategy is to reframe your mindset. Instead of viewing the challenges as a setback, see them as an opportunity for growth, for you to get stronger inside. That's how I see it as. Whenever I've been faced with a challenge, and my sisters would tell you this and vouch for this, I've always singing, or I dance, till I feel better, and then I'm back on track again. Or I meditate heavily 2-3 times a day till I feel better again. I pray. I get the Bible out and I try and find a part of the Bible that relates to how I'm feeling. Whatever it is that you believe in, for example, then do it. But don't just do nothing and then let yourself get all worked up to the point where you feel like you're going to lose your mind. You don't want to be in that feeling. It's a bad feeling for the body. You want the right frequency, the right energy, so that when you're faced with a challenge, you're still above average. You're up here still, and you're coping with it. And you also know how to disperse of it as well, because your mind is in control of your body, not the other way around. Okay, so I just wanted to share this with you, and I hope that you found this helpful. And what I'd love to know is, how do you cope when you're dealing with any stresses? How do you cope when you're dealing with difficulty in your life? Do you have some good coping mechanisms? Drop a comment in the chat, for example, as well as after this video, for example. You can put something in the comments, for example. But what I want you to do is to think about what books can you read that's going to help you with your mindset. Even going on to Amazon, they've got Kindles, haven't they, that you can get audio books and just listen to an audio book. If you haven't got time to read, or perhaps, but I like to hold a book. I like to hold it, and I like to look at it. Even in this book, they've got pictures, for example, in Viola Davis's book. and it is a very, very good book. And sometimes I go back to it and I read it again if it was really interesting, or if I think I've missed something, I'm like, not sure on that part. So then I will read the book again. So what do you do when you are faced with motivating yourself? And this is the reason why I'm doing this video today, because I'm hoping that it motivates you and to give you motivation so that you are thinking about what your goals and dreams are. There's a lot of things in the news and the media, and yes, we have to deal with that, but we've also got to look after and protect our souls. Okay? And I don't want you to get into too much of what's going on in the world, because what can we do to control it at the moment, apart from, yes, you can say what you've got to say and things like that, but you've got to also protect your soul. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you today, but I thought I'd jump on here and to try and do some motivation for the day rather than keep talking about business all the time. I wanted to share some of the coping strategies that I've used in my businesses, for example. All right, so I hope that was helpful, and if you did find it helpful, if you could like and subscribe, that would be great. I want to also say thank you for subscribing to the YouTube channel, for example, as well as your likes. I really do appreciate your comments as well, and thank you so much for your support. I will be live on here tomorrow as well, and I will also be uploading a video as well. All right, so stay tuned because there's plenty more to come. All right, have a wonderful day, everyone. Take care. Thank you. Bye.